Okay, let's recap where we're at so far with Levi's big solo van life road trip thingy. My wife left on a 2-week work trip, so I left on a solo van trip. The goal was simple, to find some powder, surf some waves, fit in some client meetings to make it a work trip, but primarily the goal was to just see some of my internet friends in person. And so far, logistically things have gotten off to a bumpy start.
Am I gonna ruin your shot if I'm walking in and out?
No, you're fine.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
Not just one, but 2 of my wheels started leaking air from the metal rim. I went to a tire shop, assuming I could just order new rims, but the wheel size on the older Sprinter vans is apparently an uncommon one, and no local shops had them in stock. Local record yards weren't any better, with only having steel wheels for the newer Sprinter vans, and all the used eBay orders would still take many days to freight in and would probably still have the same corrosion issues down the line. I'm starting to get a little frustrated because I'm wasting time and money by not actually being on the road. So instead of trying to save a couple $100 here or there by searching for the best possible deal online, I bit the bullet and ordered a brand new set of alloy wheels specifically designed for the weight and bolt pattern of the older Sprinter vans, and they should be here today.
Sweet.
We're gonna buckle up here and head out and hopefully get some new wheels on this morning and just be continuing on this road trip. So let's go.
Dude.
See you.
That was fun.
And we are off, heading down to the tire shop.
I thought through the logistics of doing some sort of DIY repair, either welding the hole shut or using some sort of glue. But truthfully, when it comes to the wheels, this is a super important part about what keeps the van on the road. And I don't really just want to mess around with doing something DIY because every day that I'm not driving is super frustrating. So I'm biting the bullet here and doing an upgrade that I personally don't see is an upgrade at all.
Okay, so these are my old broken steel wheels, and these are my new wheels. They're way fancier of wheels than I ever would normally buy, but hopefully they aren't just pretty and they actually work good, because that would be annoying. Hopefully that's the end of my wheel issues on this trip. I now have a lot of ground to make if I want to make it down to Southern California in this specific road trip, which I think is what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to continue on down to Lake Tahoe and then on to Southern California, and then I'm still kind of making it up from there. But I truthfully have never driven this inside route down the coast, so it's going to be some new terrain that I'm going to be hopefully less stressed to drive, because now I'm not worried that my wheels are going to explode or fall apart, and hopefully it's just smooth driving from here, what I actually wanted to be doing in the first place.
Tossed in like a castaway, what we wanted, not what we thought we wanted. Tossed in, you couldn't see it coming, what we needed, not what we thought we needed.
Dude, look at this van.
Hop inside, man. Check it out.
Holy moly.
It's
I watched
it's not
build
clean.
this thing from like scratch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I just stopped in quickly in Lake Tahoe. I really need to go back because that is super beautiful. Saw my buddy, showed him the van, that was kind of fun, but now I'm continuing down the road, and next up on my route here is Mammoth. I definitely want to come back here in the summer and mountain bike and go paddling and all those things, and if there was good snow, I probably would consider sticking around for the snow, but I don't think they've gotten fresh snow since early January. Okay, so I'm now in Mammoth area. Just finished doing a lovely grocery store shop. It felt great to get some miles in on the road today. Nice to kind of just see the scenery, shut my mind off a little bit, and just experience a road trip. I'm looking very much forward to eating now because it's already 7:30, and I wanted to make it to Mammoth before I made food, so I'm going to whip something up here, but I'm pretty grateful for how today went, all things considered, that I didn't get to leave Reno area until about 1:30, so we're doing okay. Pardon? I'm filming this beautiful dog.
Hello, Peanut. Come on,
baby.
So your rig isn't quite ready to do a camping trip, is it?
No, a few more parts.
Look at this.
Stage 1. The modifications have started. Now this is raw. I'm getting this powder coated. I'm gonna get some wheels. I'm gonna get a tent up top. I'm gonna get all the pieces to make this. We're gonna go have fun.
Jevin and I did a workshop in Joshua Tree in December, and I mean, this is his brand new Gladiator, which some people who buy Gladiators in California, let's just be honest, they never leave the pavement. Jevin took this thing on some seriously impressive trails, and we made some videos about it. I made one, he made one, so you should check that out. But I was impressed with the capabilities of your rig, man.
Yeah, it's a fun rig for sure.
Not just a pavement princess.
Have fun snowboarding today.
Thanks.
So I wanted to just remind you real quick what it is that I love about van life travel. Because as much as it's frustrating to have vehicle issues that slow me down, the advantages of having a home on wheels that I can just take with me and is my mobile office on the go is pretty cool. So I just put in a work session on my laptop here at some random rest stop on this road trip down to California. And that's pretty cool. Like, I don't want to take that for granted, because normally I'd have to go find a coffee shop or go find power or various different things, but I've just got a comfortable zone that I can settle into. For me, what does a work session even mean? In this case, I was importing some footage, which reminds me of something that I need to tell you about, but also it was doing phone calls, because I'm doing client meetings on this trip. And client meetings for me, I run a production company where I make videos for outdoor brands. And some of the clients that have been reaching out to me over the past few months, I let them know, hey, I'm coming down the coast. Maybe we can do a face-to-face meeting. And filming those meetings is not something I'm going to be doing, because I don't know if I'm going to work with each one of these clients. And so I don't really want to, anyhow, that just doesn't make sense to me to put it in the video when I might not work with them. So that brings us to my next point here, where I was looking through some of this footage that I've shot so far on the trip. And so my goal on this trip is to meet with clients, have fun, and also see my friends. Seeing friends is a massive goal to me. And I'm realizing the times that I'm pulling out my cameras is usually awkwardly last minute as I'm getting ready to leave. Normally I've been meeting with people for lunches or spending an evening parked in their driveway and grabbing coffee with them in the morning. And then I randomly remember at the last minute to quickly put them on camera. And that's because for me, the purpose of this trip isn't making epic collab videos. And if that was my goal, I'd be trying to film these a little better. But I figure, hey, let's just throw my friends on camera real quick. So I figure that's just worth mentioning as I look at some of these little moments that I'm just grabbing. They're often after I've had lengthy conversations with people and we've been able to connect, and then I pull out my camera and just randomly try to include them in a video. So I saw Cody Blue earlier today, Jevin Dovey. Those are just some of the friends that I've been seeing along the way, and that's why they might look a little awkward in the video. But I wanted to take a moment now to talk about the sponsor of this video. And sometimes I show these epic examples of me using the sponsor's service, but in this one, it's pretty practical as a business tip. So we've got Squarespace in the house as a sponsor of this video. And what's practical about the usage of my Squarespace site, so I built my sites on Squarespace far before they became a sponsor of the channel, or my videos rather. And the reason why I used them as a service was because it was very simple for me, a filmmaker, to set up a website that worked and I could not break easily. Because with some of the services I was using previously, I'd try to make funky updates and changes, and then I'd break the site and then it wouldn't even work and it would take me ages to fix it. Every client that I'm meeting with on this trip has reached out to me from that contact button. So a web page to me is a home base where you're trying to tell the future clients that you want to work with how you want them to interact with you. So for instance, on my homepage of my website, it says, we make adventure films for outdoor brands. So I'm hoping when outdoor brands arrive on my website, they see that language, they see the request a proposal button, that they'll get in touch with me and we'll start that conversation. It's very hard to close deals, to get new clients, if you're not even starting the conversation. So if you don't have a website, I highly recommend setting one up, because every new client that I get, I would go as far to say 90% of the clients I work with reach out to me on my website, and that's a big win for me. So if you're nervous about setting one up, I encourage you to head over to Squarespace, start a free trial, just build one, see how simple it actually is. And then when you're ready to commit, make sure to use my code for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's gonna be it for this work session. So next up, Southern California. Let's go.
Thank you.
So spent the night here, Southern California. Fantastic to be here. I'm at my friend Jeff's house and spent most of this morning and today just working on the computer and cleaning up the van. It's kind of incredible how much of a mess I can make in a van in such a short period of time. But this garage actually has a pretty special place in my life, in my heart. So this is again my friend Jeff's house, and he's the person that I'd consider to be my first real mentor in life. My family was living just a few blocks over that way, within walking distance for about 5 years when I was younger. And when I was in the 4th grade, I was actually homeschooled, so I had a lot of freedom and flexibility in my life. And Jeff over here ran an outdoor program at the local high school. And so when I was just 10 years old, I would come over to Jeff's place just for, I think my mom was trying to just get rid of me for a little bit, but Jeff had this cool garage with tons of climbing equipment in it. And so I'd just spend afternoons here helping him clean stuff up, clean bins, play with webbing. And inevitably he'd end up just teaching me little knots each time that I was here. So Jeff was kind of my first introduction to doing things in the outdoors. So it's pretty special for me to be back here in this garage. I know Jeff doesn't really want me filming in here because he claims it's pretty messy, but I think it just looks how it always looks, and it's fun to be back in this place.
I don't know who this guy is. He drove up in my driveway last night. I was afraid. I didn't know if I should call the police or not. Then he started cooking dinner.
The record needs to show that my first experience in a van, like a true adventure, was riding in your old VW, climbing a Joshua tree.
Oh yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah, what do you think of this this van creation?
I think it's amazing. I'm really jealous, and I might just jump in the back and go with you, but my wife might be upset.
Can you show me some of the surfboards you got going on?
Sure. Eric Christensen, he's a master. Schaefer EC. This was a gift from my boys right here.
Is this
just
a
beautiful. This is an 8.6. It's and it's just for me, an old man, it's an easy board to ride. You know, this is EC. This is a 10.6 right here. This one's amazing. But anyway, when you get 60s, you ride these boards, these long ones.
Or when you're out of shape Canadian that surfs twice a year.
Hoffman. This is a Jason Hoffman epoxy. It just floats like crazy.
And this blue guy you got hidden up there,
oh man,
I got some memories on that blue one as a kid.
That one is. This one needs a glass job. It had a bad one, so I don't know if I can get it down or not. It needs to be glassed, and I'll give it to you when we do. You can have it.
I see a sticker over here that I like.
Yeah.
Look at the bear sticker.
Exactly.
Did my dad comes down here like once or twice a year whenever he can. Did he bring that?
He does. He brought it down. There's a few of them around here, you know, that he brought down. Hey, this is great hostel in Costa Rica.
Okay.
So down in Santa Teresa, the Wave Trotter. So if you go down there, say hi to Maggie and Herman and tell them that Jeff said hello. Amazing group of people.
My dad is my biggest fan by far on YouTube, so he's gonna get such a kick out of seeing Jeff in a video. He's gonna love that so much. I won't tell him. He'll be watching the videos from this trip, and he'll
come up
and he'll see us.
Well, we're so proud of this guy, man. Knew him when he was like this tall, and you bring your wife next time. You know?
I will.
Cool.
Dude.
What's up, guys?
What do you think of the van, man?
Just hanging out, man. You know, we got our eucalyptus over here. You know, we got our 600-year-old oak. Got an outlet. So, vibing, bro. Can't complain.
Just had a rad dinner connecting with Danny, or Cool Man Coffee Dan, on the interwebs. He makes these rad animated, hilarious short films. So if you aren't aware of who he is, go see some of his stuff. But time for a little trip update. Check that out. All is well. It is good to be here.
I'd love to have a complete shot back when you surfaced them. You know, you first start off with a surfacer.
Right.
You run a face and you run an edge. I know a little bit about that.
That's great. Yeah.
All about that.
That was, I mean, I'm super new to building stuff, so this was my first big project.
Well, looks like you did well, Chip.
Got couscous with sausage and cheese and a lot of spinach. Again, I'm just recording people as they see the van. What do you think of this space, man?
I hate you even more now. I already hated you because I knew you could weld, and now I hate you even more. Now we can't be friends. Sorry.